Ladies and gentlemen, this is Internet Personality Vangelus, here to bring you another review from the Animated Hailstorm Foursome. This is Samurai Prowl, who's a ninja just like Hailstorm, who sent this to me, which I very much appreciate. Now, his vehicle mode does look quite a bit like Deluxe Prowl. That's because it basically is Deluxe Prowl, aside from a few little differences here and there, as well as the addition of this thing, the Samurai Sidecar. It alliterates, it works. The differences are easiest to illustrate when you just put them side by side. You can see that the Samurai version has a longer nose cone and a bit of a higher windshield thingamadoo up there, as well as the sidecar. Colors-wise, there are also quite a few differences, but I'm not going to point them all out, because either you can see them or they're just not that important. But the only big one is that these things are no longer two colors, which is kind of sad, but happens. The transformation is also identical, and I reviewed Prowl. He was actually one of the first toys I reviewed. So, in the spirit of ninja powers, let's henshin! So, the differences in the robot modes are a little bit more pronounced. Namely, there's actually a different head on Samurai Prowl, and it's kind of bean-shaped a little bit. You see, normal Prowl has that nice big head crest, where Samurai Prowl's is rounded off in order to fit the helmet. And that does bother quite a few people. I definitely wouldn't say that's my ideal situation, but it doesn't bother me nearly as much as others. However, here's an even better look at it, just in case you've somehow been wavering on this toy still. That's what you'll get for a head. Also, the windshields are still noticeable here, as well as the pointy cowling. Sadly, Samurai Prowl's little wheel things down here, you can remove them, but they're just a solid piece. All the gearing has been removed from them. I believe that's to make room in the budget, along with the removal of the traffic light, for the Samurai Sidecar, which is right here. So let's get old Prowl out of the way. And one other thing to note, this guy, he's got a bit of asymmetry in that he has a little notch there, and he's got another notch on one of his legs somewhere. Here it is. That's for the sidecar to fit in. The sidecar is interesting. It armors him up, like in that one pretty cool episode of Season 3, and it does so without actually parts forming, which surprised me. Well, it parts forms a little bit, I correct myself there. You pull this off. So, there you go. But I thought this was going to shatter apart into a whole bunch of pieces. And you just kind of pull open everything, and it forms this neat sort of skeletal frame that you can then just ram over the back of Prowl's waiting shoulders. These parts are a little tough, but I'm impressed that this thing pulled it all off in one fell motion. Also, these parts have sculpted detail in there as well. And I don't know if you want to put them up for robot mode, but if you feel that makes them look cooler, the option is there. I do really appreciate, though, how all of this basically clamps over him, and even clicks into place. It really was a lot more solid than I expected it to be, and I gotta give props. That said, it does limit things a little bit. These shoulder pads, now, by not clamping over the top of the shoulders, they do limit posability slightly. Also, this helmet, you know, I like the idea that it's all one piece, but the helmet going on like that, with the arm in the back, just doesn't really work for me. Especially since, at least on mine, it's very hard to get it all to line up with the facial details. Like, you can see his other eyes underneath these eyes, and I feel like the helmet could have been done a little bit better. There are, of course, mods, like the Ultimate Prowl mod and whatnot, but stock, I'm not totally into the way that the helmet turns out. Also, this thing can plug onto either arm. Sadly, it doesn't split in half, although it seems like it might have been in the budget at some point, and you get this wicked samurai tire knife. So, as I said, the posability is a little bit hindered, but a lot less than I expected. Like, he can still raise his arms, and his legs are pretty much free. These skirt pieces are on their own little swivel ball joints. Overall, I'm fairly impressed with him. He's quite bulky for a deluxe. He's got a lot of plastic in him, so you do get bang for your buck here, because outside of the expanding ninja stars, this is Deluxe Prowl with a huge extra add-on. So that's pretty cool. The add-on not splitting into parts is a nice surprise, and it really makes things a bit less frustrating to transform, I think, but the end result is a little bit limited, and I wish things could have turned out a bit better. I mean, you also can't really turn this, because you're You gotta lift this up, turn his chin, put the helmet back on, hope it all lines up. Really, it's a good try, but that part I think could have been done a lot better, so mildly recommended. If you don't have one of the first Prowls, and this is the only one you can find, definitely go for it, because the missing parts, you're not even going to have been used to them, so you won't even notice them. And if on the original Prowl you didn't even really care that much about the little throwing stars, then hey, guess what? You don't care about what's missing on here, and you still have the little ninja laser tonfas. Overall, as I said, mildly recommended, more so if you don't care about the parts that are missing. But if those ninja stars were really important to you, I'm sorry. On the bright side, you probably already have the original Prowl, so hey, double up a little bit. This has been Internet Personality Vangelus. This has been number 3 of the Animated Hailstorm Foursome. Who's number 4? Can you guess? I certainly can't. Till next time, Ninja, vanish!